All right, here we are. Best of 3 to start off PGL Bucharest major qualifiers for CIS. Got a best of 3 here between Effect and Empire. Let's get right on into this draft. I'm your caster, B-Cop, and I will be with you today here on Beyond the Summit 3 with the CIS Qualifier. So, Effect, Bane, Clockwork, Omni Knight, all banned out. And then Empire, Night Stalker, Tusk, and Shadow Shaman banned as well. And then you'll get a Quap to follow that up. So Sand King, Witch Doctor for Effect. So your 4-5 picked up there. And for Team Empire, they've gone into the tiny Shadow Demon, which, should be your safe laner with the tiny. Definitely have to see which way they want to go with that tiny pick. But the Shadow Demon probably in that hard 5 spot. Shadow Demon does set up a numerous amount of picks. One coming to mind, of course, is that Luna. We'll have to see where Team Empire want to play this. If they do pick the Luna, that moves the Tiny from probably safe lane into the mid lane. And Earth Spirit and Razor Band out coming up next. So, and then for the side of Effect, you've got Witch Doctor, you've got Sand King. So right away you've got a lot of lockdown there in the cask, in the Burrow Strike. And some decent team fight with the two ultis that these guys possess.
5 seconds remaining.
Could pick this up. Try to go for a Faceless Void on the side of Team Effect. For Empire with this tiny, we'll see if the draft is going to look as though that maybe this tiny will go safe lane. We'll see if the tiny will go into a Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade. Definitely a lot open in terms of this draft for both sides. And then Effect, they go with the Brewmaster. So right away what I'm seeing is some good Blink initiation from Effect with Sand King, with Brewmaster. Brewmaster, of course, a little bit later in the game when he does hit that 6, has some control with the Cyclone, with the stun of the Boulder Throw on the Brewlings. So control is the name of the game right now for Effect, and they've got their offlaner and their 2 supports. We'll have to see what they want to do over mid and safe lane, and see what they do in terms of their damage dealer, of course, with their carry. And on the opposite end of the spectrum here, you've got Team Empire. Tiny and Shadow Demon. Though not picked that often, I have seen a couple of mid Shraks picked up with Shadow Demon. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised to see it right now, but that'll come a little bit later, and we'll find out a little bit later if that is exactly what they want to go to.
Radiant's turn to pick.
So instead they go to the Slardar. Slardar probably in that position 4 with the Shadow Demon. So right there they've got Blink initiators for the side of Team Empire. With Tiny, with Slardar, the possibilities for Blink Avalanche Toss or Blink Slithering Crush looks quite nice with them. They also have the minus armor of the Corrosive Haze for Slardar, and he's a good roamer as well. You line it up with the Shadow Demon, Disruption into a Slithering Crush. You're basically guaranteeing that lockdown early. And it will be interesting to see Shadow Demon and Slardar kind of roam around the map. So Medusa was also banned out by Empire at the end. Don't want to be up against that Stone Gaze, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something, like a Jug come out, maybe throw that tiny mid. But Effect, they go to the Shadow Fiend over mid, and this is a lot of damage from Effect. I kind of like it. You've got the lockdown with the rest of the team. Shadow Fiend can land those raises, as well as just kind of right-click decently hard. So, the Shadow Fiend over mid, Brew off lane. We'll see if it's the Tiny over Meat against Shadow Fiend, or if Tiny will in fact go into the safe lane. We'll have probably a better picture of that come this next pick, but
Here's the Radiant badge.
yep, it will be safe lane Tiny mid Storm. Now you basically have to ban the anti-mage. Definitely be surprised if they don't.
5 seconds. What'll it be?
So, last ban here for effect. We'll see what they want to ban out, seeing that Team Empire need what looks to be an offlaner.
The Dire get a ban.
They're going to ban out that Centaur. We'll see what Empire are going to ban out for themselves, seeing as they probably need to ban the anti-mage. At least with that Storm Spirit, I'd assume, and that many melee hitters, that they would go with the
5
anti-mage.
seconds remaining. Dire's turn to pick.
Okay. Ban out the Faceless Void instead. Interesting to see that they're confident with no anti-mage coming out against them.
Radiant's turn to pick.
And Tidehunter picked up for Team Empire.
Seconds. 5 seconds remaining.
So, Tidehunter. A lot of control here for Team Empire. With the Slardar, the Shadow Demon, the Tiny, the Tidehunter. Even the Storm has a little bit of control for the team. We'll see what effect want to go. I wouldn't be surprised by an anti-mage pick. I'd be actually more surprised if they don't pick it up.
Choose your hero.
Okay. So, DK picked up. Very interesting to see safely in DK. I'm not a big fan of it. And I'm really surprised they didn't just go to the anti-mage. I mean, I guess there is a lot to lock him down and maybe shut him down this game, but at least to me, it just doesn't... I don't know. It's control, it's push, it's good lockdown for the side of effect. Maybe they want somebody involved in the fights more early. Which you can't really complain about. So here we go. Let's take a look at both sides. Start with Effect. You've got Afterlife here on the Brewmaster. Mid, we're actually going into the safe lane. Similar, maybe just towards this bottom bounty rune for now, is Kumin on the Shadow Fiend. Then on the DK, we're going to have Afo Ninja with the DK. King R on the Sand King. And then finally, Witch Doctor played by Maiden. So, on the other side, let's take a look. For the side of Empire, Maposhka with the Shadow Demon. Tidehunter played by Ghoststick. Yoki with the Slardar. And then Storm Spirit here played by FN. And finally, Silent on the safe lane. Tiny. As we get a quick pause. Which is always nice. I like pauses. 1 minute, too. So I could definitely see both lineups being pretty aggressive early. They've got the early lockdown for it. Disruption, Swithering Crush early is quite nice. Line that up with a Tiny that's probably going to take Tree Grab first. So, and then let's take a look over mid, as it looks as though it's probably going to be mid DK up against Storm. I think probably until 6. FN's going to be the more susceptible hero to going down. Of course, Afo Ninja will be putting points into Breathe Fire and Dragon Blood. You have Sand King and Witch Doctor come around. You know, Storm Spirit not amazingly strong before that 6. Before those first couple of items. Could see him go down a couple times mid. I think Ghoststick should be okay in the off lane, but he's up against the SF. So we'll have to see again. I do think both supports for both sides might be roaming around quite a bit. There we go. Kumin back in the game. Ready to go, hopefully.
I had time to find a snack.
Interesting to see how Afterlife does, because at least recently, this does go for the Tidehunter as well, but I feel like more of the Brew. Been seeing a lot of offlaners just get manhandled early, to the point where they just abandon the lane and open it up for the safe laner. But we'll have to see how Brew handles this. Over mid right now is Yoki just blocking this creep. So we'll see if he stays for the dual mid lane, which has been a thing for seemingly too long. Sometimes it's a tri-lane over mid. The Yoki here as well as King R. So it's right now a dual lane over mid. And just trying to secure some farm early. Secure those first couple of levels. Are these position 4s for both sides. And Yoki with the 2-man Slithering Crush will do a pretty decent job of that. Maiden just continuing to harass Ghoststick out. Already down to about under half health. You take a look over at Kumin. This opens up the lane for him in between the tier 1s and the tier 2s. Just trying to get those souls up. Does not get that early deny, but you know, that's really negligible with the amount of souls that he should be getting from the first 2 creep waves. Especially this early and against the tide, where maybe it's not as necessary. But ooh, coming around the back under this tower is King R. Burrow Strike lands. FN in a lot of trouble. They'll not get slowed up just yet. And Slithering Crush by Yoki, at least for right now, is enough to save this Storm Spirit. Get that salve out. be safe in this mid lane. So, right now, FN doing a pretty decent job. Yoki here, saving the life of the Storm early. Let's take a look over at the top lane, something that I was concerned about. At least for right now, you've got Miposhka pulling these creeps. As you see the creep equilibrium more towards the Radiant side tier 1 tower. And probably not something that Silent really wants. He could be aggressive on Afterlife. Doesn't want to have to deal with this Drunken Haze. Really doesn't want to have to deal with these missed last hits. And the further this actually goes towards the Dire, I think the more scared this Brewmaster is going to be over in the top lane. Over bottom, King R does get the kill. Coming over bottom to help get the kill onto Ghosting. Moving over mid, here comes Yoki, Afo Ninja. Already here level 2, so he's already got a level in Dragon Blood as well as the Breathe Fire. So I don't know, Afo Ninja is gonna be a hard kill already at this point. Just with the amount of regen he has, the lack of damage. Ghostic again getting very low. They don't have Cask to follow this up, and the Sand King, luckily enough for him, not here. Still has 4 tangos remaining, but he is very low on health. Start off with the disruption. There's the avalanche to follow it up. Thunderclap hits on 2. Afterlife just continuing to run. But the toss from Miposhka is not going to land in front of Afterlife. They're just trying to get this Shadow Poison to do enough damage on Afterlife, and it's nowhere near enough. Especially it just being level 1. So, just first blood taking place right now. Nothing too crazy happening in either of these lanes. Or any of these lanes. Level 3 here for both FN and Yoki. Afo Ninja here, level 3, as well as actually King R just level 2 for right now. I do go for the Burrow Strike to hit on Yoki, but he always has that Slithering Crush in his pocket, able to just stun up both these heroes and walk away. But that's a bit of a harassment that forces out a little bit of mana being used by Yoki. Slithering Crush, not exactly the cheapest skill when you have 300 mana, or really under 300 mana. Let's see, how is this going for Ghostic? Not well. Only level 2. There's a CS. Kuman actually doing the best over in his safe lane. Compare that to Silent. 4 last hits ahead in, or now 5 last hits, as well as 11 denies. So Kuman doing a very good job over bottom. He's farming quite well. He's got 24 souls, level 5 already. Let's take a look. Compare that to Tiny, level 5, almost level 6, about even on the experience, but I feel like Tiny could probably do a little bit more with the levels earlier. You know, you're just looking to farm with Kuman early, get that bracer, go into those drums, try to do what you can, but the cast comes out, bounces around onto Silent, over towards Yoki, and nothing really doing here. As Afterlife already sitting at half health, doesn't have Brute Spit to work with, but Silent pretty deep right now. Gets hit by the Thunderclap, there's the toss back, but still moving in, and not enough mana for another cask is this Witch Doctor Maiden, so with both his supports backing off, did leave him susceptible for just a moment, but all is okay in the land of Empire. Over bottom, they look over at Ghostic. He's still level 2. This is ridiculous. I mean, Kuman level 6, King R, yeah, he's level 2, but he's a position 4. You got an offlaner just hitting level 3. I mean, this Tide could definitely be in trouble. If they send the Witch Doctor down here, Burrow Strike cast, and the damage from the raises land on every single one from Kuman, should be an easy kill to get this Tide Hunter. Level 5 is the Storm compared to the DK. Halfway through level 5 he is. like I said, Ghost Stick goes down again over bottom. Sorry about missing the kills. I'm dying over here. No excuses, but if I sound like I'm grimacing from pain, I'm probably grimacing from pain right now. Because my stomach is killing me. I'll see a kill eventually, guys. Don't worry. It'll come. Over top, possibly. Silent. As the cast comes out, the toss onto these three heroes, as well as the avalanche on all three of them. Throws the tree over, but they've hit the burrow strike from King R. Sandstorm rages on, and there's the Brew Split. They want that control. They throw the boulder over to get that stun. And they do have the Cyclone ready to go just in case he gets a little bit too far. Silent going to get very low. Cyclone comes out. King R ready. Despite the avalanche, he will go down and over mid. Afro Ninja hits the deck to FN, and then Ghost Stick again falls. So he's now 0-3 as we watch that one kill, but miss two others.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge. Dire's bottom tower is about to fall.
So they'll use this shrine over bottom just to heal up FN, heal up Yoki. And FN is level 6, so he has that ball lightning to work with. You want that early bloodstone on him. You get that regen, obviously, and then you're able to really be effective zipping around the map, hopefully with the rest of your team who's trying to pick up blink daggers eventually. I'd say Swardar getting a blink dagger, maybe this Tiny. We'll see if it is Tiny going for the blink or Tiny going over for the Shadow Blade. Avalanche comes out as well as the toss. Maiden, though, has the cast. They're ready to move in again on Silent. But with Afterlife very low, definitely hard to commit on something like that.
Are Radiant using echolocation?
So, Kumin just sitting over towards bottom. Looking for the Mantis style first on this Shadow Fiend. Sometimes we see S and Y's come out, but he's tending over towards that Mantis style. We'll probably hit up that Yasha first. 3-man smoke coming over bottom. FN going to show himself. The courier comes through. Spots Yoki out. Kumin is nearby. They just don't have any vision of him just yet. Requiem getting charged up with the team starting to rotate over. There it is in the trees with the burrow strike, and the raises come out with a disruption from a potion. Is going to save the life of Yoki for now. They get the Slithering Crush to come through. Kumin dies that death. Requiem doesn't get the kill just yet onto the Slardar. Now trying to get away will be Ghost Stick. The ball lightning out, down, and away is that Storm, but we'll at least get one with Ghost Stick dying as Afterlife and King R make the rotation to get the kill.
Dire structures are fortified.
So,
Dire's middle tower is rowdy.
got the rotation out from the side of this Brew, as well as a couple other heroes here on effect. Opens up the lane for Silent pretty decently, and he is going to go towards that Blink Dagger. We'll send Kumin into the off lane right now. He's got himself quite a bit of farm. He is level 10, 2 levels ahead of Silent. These raises really do hurt. He is forced to throw that avalanche out there. Disruption into the Slithering Crush. Afterlife here in the safe lane. They are continuing to chase him. Oh wait, you see how low he's getting already. He does have that Brew Split if they were to force him low enough to probably use it. You really don't want to use that Brew Split defensively. When you use that Brew Split defensively, it does you do miss out on plenty of opportunities to then go for kills. So 6-2 in favor of Effect. They have a 3,000 net worth lead. Everybody is kind of farmed well, had decent lanes, except for maybe Afro Ninja. He did die once, not getting himself a kill, but he has really farmed up quite nicely over mid.
Need some friends. Same as you, Hunter. Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
Silent, about 1,050 gold away from that Blink Dagger. Probably with that Blink Dagger, they will start to initiate. As Sardar not going for it immediately, won't have it for some time. So your initiation is going to be based on seemingly Silent for right now with the Blink Avalanche toss. Ghost Stick, he's going for drums first, and then you take a look on Storm Spirit. He's a little bit of your initiation as well if he could get in there with the ball lightning. But for right now, you want to let him farm up that Bloodstone. The quicker he gets that Bloodstone, the more effective he's going to be. and the stronger he'll be into these team fights. Over top, you've got the Avalanche, Requiem being charged up. That's going to be thrown at Silent and Miposhka. There's the cast. Burrow strike hits from King R, and they'll be able to kill off Miposhka at least. Backline's Ghost, it goes down to Kumin. And all of a sudden, an Empire move towards the side of Effect has them dropping two of these heroes. So 8-2 in favor of Effect, with a 3,000 net worth lead for them. And Empire, they haven't been able to really get off the starting line. It's been a slow start for them, where the farm more effective on the side of Effect early, and able to do more with their level 6s, and with these next levels coming afterwards. Take a look over top. They're about to take a tier 2 in the safe lane. Empire really don't want to let this go, but there's not really much of a choice that they have. Their initiation is lacking. FN not farmed up enough. Yeah, they have Tidehunter, but he doesn't even have Ravage to work with. So they couldn't fight into that tier 2 even if they wanted to, and they're forced to try and split. They'll take the tier 1 over bottom thanks to the help of FN. So, 3,000 net worth ahead. Has been sitting at a pretty substantial lead for the side of Effect for a while now. So we continue to take a look. Kumin's already got this Yasha, the Dragon Knight, going for the armlet. I mean, there's so much that Effect can do early, especially when they have that Elder Dragon form. Requiem will be up in 20 seconds. Maybe we see a Yules come out for Shadow Fiend. But they don't necessarily need it with the control they already have with the Cask, with the Burrow Strike, the Brewmaster as well. On the side of Empire, it's very lacking. So finally we have this Blink Dagger here for the side of Empire, which is nice. But I don't know at this point if Tiny's strong enough. He's level 11. He's gotten Blink Dagger. Avalanche Toss is always nice, but you've got Brew Split to sustain on this Brew. The stuns that can counter the team fight of Empire. Just don't know if Empire have enough on to Effect, and they will find Maiden. It's all by himself right now with the cast bouncing around, as well as the ulti coming out, and I say that there's the Ravage forced out. It hits on 3. Nobody dead just yet. FN getting very low. He's into the base. Now the rest of the team coming up on Ghostic, Miposhka, and Yoki. Elder Dragon form popped out by Afo Ninja. And now the blink in with the Avalanche toss into the rest of the team. Slither and Crush lands. There's the Gush. Kumin getting low. Burrow Strike hits. Requiem charge up. Ghostic's going to be the first one to fall. Kumin getting very low with the tree throw, the toss. And there is the kill. So we'll trade the 1 for 1. Meanwhile, the Shadow Poison coming through. Afterlife looking for the blink into the Thunderclap. Corrosive Haze placed on him. Blink, Avalanche toss, and another kill for Silent. He'll grab the kill on King R. They look for the cast. That'll bounce around. FN back to healthy. Back into this fight. Empire really starting to turn it around as they've taken out both supports as well as Kumin. There's the blink with the Southern Crush hitting on a 2. The rest of the team not following it up just yet. Dragon Tail comes out. Yoki trying to run away, but there's the blink, and Afo Ninja with the damage to kill off that Slardar. So 10-5 ends up being a 3 for 2 in favor of Empire. As I say, that Tiny might not be strong enough. With a bit of a sloppy fight coming out from Effect, he finds himself a couple of kills. He's going for the SNY. First, you take a look over at Storm. He's still continuing to farm up that Bloodstone. Swardar now looking for the blink. He's 1,000 gold away from that, and then tied with the drums. On the other side of Effect, they didn't win first to 10 kills, but I mean, the rest of the team, it seemed as though they were falling off just a little bit, but they're able to push a little bit more. Kumin, damage there from the Yasha, still going for that Manta style, and then Afo Ninja He's going for the Blink Dagger now that he's finished off this Armlet. For the Sand King, no Blink Dagger just yet. Maybe on the way. I think that is on the way. And it is.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Then you've got the Witch Doctor with boots. That's really all he needs. And Brewmaster with his Blink. And he's level 6. He's level 11, so has the Brew Split to work with.
They're trying to bring down Radiant's bottom tower.
5 heroes around here by this tier 2 looking to push for effect. Meanwhile, over top, just farming away, is Silent. Still looking to finish off this SNY. Has the Asha available to him. This is a stack taken from effect, which is very nice. I'm pretty sure that stack was eventually going to be saved for possibly the Tide. I mean, he would have been able to take it, but never really had the opportunity to get over there. And you take a look at his net worth. He is down all the way at 3rd to last. This is an off-lane Tide Hunter who just hasn't been able to find much of anything, and now is completely reliant on just having good Ravages come out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Blink Dagger picked up here for the DK. So they'll be able to work with the Blink Dragon Tail. Let's see, Empire, are they looking to smoke here? I mean, they do have it. Most of them are over bottom. But for right now, Effect, they'll go into the Roshan pit. So into Roche they go. Nobody coming over from Empire just yet, but they actually back out of the Roche with a smoke. Lightning forward from FN over mid. Might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the Blink with the Dragon Tail. Thunderclap comes out, but this Blink Slithering Crush from Yoki as well as the Ravage. It's not going to be enough to save FN. Now the rest of the team is here. The toss comes through. Silent, not a lot of mana to work with. The Requiem popped and the stun comes out from the Brewmaster who used his split. Blink, Dragon Tail, 2 dead on the side of Empire. Finally back alive is this Storm, but Empire, they're losing this fight and they're probably in trouble of losing more. Storm finally back in. Burrow Strike going to be avoided. There's the Blink with the Dragon Tail once again onto the Sword Art. Trying to get the kills is FN. They'll finally take out Maiden. Yoki goes down. The Epicenter onto the Shadow Demon. They'll get the kill. Kuman drops as well. He's got a triple kill, but FN, you see how much he's able to really work around on this team. For right now, it's a 2 for 4, but FN with no more mana has to back off. So FN, he gets caught out early. Killed off first here over mid, and then he was able to make it back in the fight thanks to the Bloodstone respawn time, and that helped them get a couple of kills, especially taking out Kuman and I think the Witch Doctor. So they really did need to get a couple of kills there. If they had just lost 4 for none, that would have been awful. But oop, Afterlife in the trees. Blink, Slithering Crush, but nicely done. Afterlife able to blink away just in time to get away from that Slithering Crush as well as the Avalanche. Ooh, over bottom. FN just picking up that Invis Rune, filling up that bottle. Now going for the Lincoln Sphere. That's probably to help with the Dragon Tail or the Drunken Haze to come out from the side of effect. That and the cask as well. Let's see, are they going to go back in this Roshan? Try to take this first Aegis to the game. They will. Empire, meanwhile, pushing over, trying to defend over top, pushing over bottom. At least a little bit. Nobody coming over to stop this Roshan attempt. At least not yet. There it is. First Aegis goes the way of effect. I mean, they push very well. They fight very well right now. Wouldn't be surprised with all their ultimates available and this Aegis up for them. Seeing them want to go for possibly a fight against the side of Empire right now. Hit over bottom, ball lightning away. FN not getting too far away, very close to King R right there. Burrow Strike almost come out, but they didn't have the vision on him. And FN able to TP away. Yoki able to blink away and walk away. But this is the pressure that Effect really possess, especially when they've got this Aegis. And now, coming for the BKB is Afro Ninja. BKB is Shadow Fiend. At that point, really, what do you do? I don't really think of Empire have the damage output to take out these heroes.
Soldier's fortune.
14-7, still just a 3,000 net worth lead here for the side of Effect. They have been looking good this entire game one. As you see, the lead has just been significantly for them the entire time. Stable at about 3,000, 4,000 the entire game. Thankfully for the side of Empire, Ghostic finally surpasses their own Slardar in net worth. So he had an awful start, and they do have this Blink Dagger here for Slardar going for the Solar Crest for Staff next. So they want to really deal damage with the minus armor, and we'll see if they're able to do so. They haven't really been able to find any initiative opportunities. Now they will not get this bottom tier 2 tower as it is denied by Kumin. Blink, Southern Crush, Avalanche comes out. There's the toss. They'll get the kill on King R. Kumin doing quite a bit of damage. There's the Elder Dragon form as well as the Blink into the Dragon Tail. Ooh, Requiem charge up, but Yoki gets the stun to stop that. The toss on back of this Brewmaster. They'll end up trading a 1-for-1. So they kill off Silent. They'll take the death on King R any day to get the trade on this Tiny. With that, they're going to be able to push. No Tiny for 50 seconds.
Fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they take out that tier 2. They look for the tier 3. Ravage is here to work with, but no Tiny to follow up the damage. It's really what draws Empire off from really probably initiating onto this fight, as they almost lose this tier 3. But over bottom, FN making a push. He's going for the tier 3 as well. You know, 3,000 net worth lead still here. And almost a tier 3 down over mid for the side of Empire. They got to be very careful. They still have the Aegis here on the Shadow Fiend. So they could just get these BKBs finished off and fight once again once they have them finished. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to go in again on Empire. Really haven't been able to do much in terms of initiation on Empire. Ooh, over mid is FN. He's got to be very careful, especially with the Afterlife there. Empire sure does have the ability to come back in this game. I mean, they're only down 3,000 net worth, but the BKBs coming out for Effect are a big push in the ability of Effect to take these fights cleanly. Of course, you've got Empire, who do have quite a bit of control with the Ravage, with the Electric Vortex, the Ball Lightning, with just the ability not able to kill FN maybe as quickly as you'd like. I think Tiny does need a little bit more farm, and he's going for the Echo Saber into the BKB, but I feel as though he might just need the BKB first. All the while, over mid again. Effector just looking to push. They have the BKB ready onto the Shadow Fiend, just about ready onto the Dragon Knight. They'll take the tier 3. There's the Brew Split. I mean, you got to try and go in and get a Ravage, but there's the Cyclone up. You take a look a little bit further. Afro Ninja comes in. The 2-man Burrow Strike. There's the Requiem. The Ravage comes out onto the entire side of Effect with the Avalanche Toss coming through. But you lose Miposhka, and you're not really able to get much of anything else. They try to get the kill onto the DK. BKB pop by Kumin. Burrow Strike Epicenter. There's the disruption by Miposhka to keep Silent alive, but he'll end up falling. they've lost the Tiny, and Blink Southern Crush onto 2, coming around his FN, so maybe they can turn this around now that they no longer have the BKB on Kumin. There's the Electric Vortex pulling him in close. He's getting quite low, but the kill is out on Yoki. Kumin still alive, FN getting low, not able to do anything as he has no more mana. Down goes a third, down goes a fourth. It could just be a team wipe for Effect, and Maposhka will go down, and it will be exactly that. Effect, they take the fight, they take out all 5, they only lose Kumin. Down goes the mid tier 3 as well as the Setarax, and Effect now up 8,000 net worth, 21-9. So, you see how much the BKB did for Kumin to keep him alive. Once that wore out, they did try to go in on the Shadow Fiend, but the rest of the team is there, and the rest of the team does output a lot of damage, especially Afro Ninja, who is almost unkillable, and he didn't have the BKB in that fight. So now he's got it, and honestly, they might just be able to wait for the next Roche and go in again. Weren't really able to get that Ravage off maybe as early as they would have hoped, thanks to the Brewmaster getting that Cyclone out on a Ghost Stick. So, let's take a look at the item progression coming out so far. Top of the net worth is Kumin, now looking for the Butterfly. He's farming at quite an impressive pace right now, 9, 4, and 8. And then you follow that up by FN, who unfortunately only has 7 Bloodstone charges left on his Bloodstone. Looks over at Kumin, Blink Southern Crush, Pearl Strike on a 2, and now this might be a little bit of trouble, but they have 4 heroes here. BKB pop, the raises come through. Now they look over at FN, the ball lining out again, the ulti thrown in from Maiden, but not going to find anything. That is good enough to keep Kumin alive for now. They're actually trying to go around the back, find him again. He's on the back lines with the Corrosive Haze on him, so they have the vision. Blink, so their Crush comes through. Ravage out onto the entire side of Effect. They'll take out one, they'll look for more, but FN getting low. There's the kill. Now Afro Ninja with this BKB starting to work on Empire. Trying to get away is this Tiny, but there's the disruption. Keeps him in place. Down goes the second one. None of them have buyback. The rest of Empire have to try and get away, but it's a very hard getaway as these teams have Blinks. Able to close the distance quite quickly. Now they find a Courier. 3 dead on the side of Empire. None of them have buyback. The only ones getting away is Ghost Stick and Yoki. And they only take out Kumin. So now they'll go for the Shrine. They might be able to just push over top. Nobody has buyback here for Empire. Down to 5 Bloodstone charges is this Storm Spirit. It seems like every time Empire want to go in for something aggressive, they'll get a kill, and then it immediately turns around on them. And they just have nothing to work with after that. So King R to push over top. They backed off on Afro Ninja. Shadow Fiend back alive, and now Kumin ready to get back those souls. Ready to try and farm up, and that's how effective you need to be on a Shadow Fiend. Get those souls back quickly. You stack as you're taking the camp. That's very nicely done to get him back to 17 souls. Still looking for that Butterfly. That's enough for the quarterstaff, but that Eagle Song is quite some ways away. BKB also out for Afterlife, so. Over top, Avalanche used, but there's the Blink Thunderclap. Down he goes, and that was actually Avalanche off camera, not even in this top fight. They'll get the kill. Afro Ninja into the Elder Dragon form. Trying to push through this backdoor protection, but he really does need these creeps. The rest of the team will take it out, and they'll continue to push over top. There it is. Push this creep wave. Blink Southern Crush. An attempt has been made. And now they're going to try and chase the Blink forward from Silent coming over his Yoki. I think they're just baiting him into this fight. Silent in a lot of trouble. There's the BKB pop by Afterlife. The Dragon Tail down again. 76 seconds. no buyback. They baited him in perfectly. There's the blink in with the brew split. Dragon Tail used Afo Ninja again with this BKB. They're going to try and get this Ravage afterwards. The Cyclone comes out. Afo Ninja will lose this BKB now, and Ravage is available. But again, how do you really fight into this? You've got the whole team here for effect. There's a Ravage on the entire side with the Slithering Crush. They'll get the kill on the Witch Doctor at least. But there's the BKB from Kumin with the Requiem. Now they look over at Ghost Stick. Forced to run away, but the blink. Burrow Strike ready in just a moment for King R. And Storm comes out. Burrow Strike. There's the kill on Ghost Stick. Not only that, you've lost your melee racks and the tier 3 over top. And you're now down 15,000 net worth. Double damage picked up right into the Roshan pit. Sometimes it just gets so convenient for a team that's winning. And there it is, Aegis and Cheese. And we just picked up on Kumin.
I'll take your tribute.
Finish off that Butterfly as you've got the Aegis. But you don't have a courier to bring you that quarterstaff. Life is hard.
Stupendous.
Life is very hard. Lotus Orb here for King R. Has that Yules and the Force Staff. Wow, this is a Farm Sand King. They're 4,000 net worth ahead of Ghostic, who had a terrible start. Unfortunately. He was killed off too many times over in the off lane. Wasn't able to find his levels. Wasn't able to stick around for farm. And it really did just go downhill for him from the start. Look over towards top, trying to maybe set up a blink, Slithering Crush. There's the Vortex coming through, but Kumin coming around. Empire, you need to start to run. Burrow Strike just a little bit short of FM, but there's the Yules on Mapochka. They'll have at least one to get the kill. Disruption only keeping him alive for a moment, extending the inevitable, and godlike is Afo Ninja. So, Effect ready to push over bottom. Why worry? At this point, you've got the Aegis, you've got the Cheese.
Radiant's middle tower can't
Got
handle
BKBs ready to go. The Butterfly finished on Shadow Fiend. Here comes the push. On the side is Ghost Stick. He doesn't have Ravage for 10 seconds, so they just have to kind of watch. Poshka does buy back into the game. There's the Orchid used on from FN on Afo Ninja. Popping that BKB is the Dragonite. And they find the Burrow Strike onto Ghost Stick. He's going to get low. He doesn't even have that Ravage just yet. Finally comes off cooldown. Lands on a couple of these heroes onto the side of Effect, but they'll lose one. They'll lose two. Down goes Mapochka. He just bought back, and GG is called. Effect will take an easy game one. Very nicely done. Nicely done. So Effect take that game one. You take a look at the scoreboard. 10, 5, and 16 for Kumin. Never Dying is Afterlife. 10, 1, and 15 is Afo Ninja. I mean, they played that game perfectly. Shut down Ghost Stick. Never really got a lot of farm. He was third on net worth in terms of his team, but 1,000 gold only in front of Yoki. You take a look at the graph. It was always in favor of Effect from start to finish, and they took that game one with ease. Empire, they got to go back to the drawing boards, try to fix it for game two. They got to get in there, and they got to fix it. And we'll be back with that in just a moment. I'm your caster, BCop, at BCop92 on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch as well, BCop Casting. And we'll be back with game two. I know that wasn't exactly the best cast game one. Honestly, my stomach's killing me because of my Crohn's, but it's seeming to subside. And hopefully I can give you a better game two. We'll be back with that in just a moment. Stay right there.